You need college credit fast, and thank goodness there are ways to earn college credit so quickly, you are going to be amazed. In fact, you could maybe be earning college credit later today. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 different ways to earn college credit incredibly quickly, and if you need help figuring out how those credits might fit into a degree, what college or major you should go to, that might help you to be able to graduate quickly and inexpensively so you can build a career you love, sign up for a consultation with us at the link in the description. And that being said, here is number 1, the CLEP exam for analyzing and interpreting literature. The Analyzing and Interpreting Literature CLEP exam has 80 multiple choice questions that have to be answered in just under 100 minutes. For this one, you're looking at having to know several different things: the ability to read literature with understanding, you have to be able to analyze, interpret metaphors, know some basic terminology, and then we're looking at some poetry, some prose, and a little bit of drama. A lot of this information is going to be coming from the British and American literature traditions, and then a little bit will be stuff from other countries where it wasn't originally in English. As far as the periods go, it's mostly going to be focusing on the 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st century types of literature. I say all of that, and it sounds confusing, maybe a little bit overwhelming, but let me tell you, this CLEP exam is so incredibly easy. In 2017, 75% of everybody who sat down to take this CLEP exam scored a passing grade. And what is it at the heart of it? It's basically just reading a passage of literature and doing an analysis. They'll say, hey, read this text. What does it mean? You give it, a little bit of a second to read it over, and then you tell them what it's about from a set of multiple choice answers. Sometimes you might have to know some of the lingo, like what's the difference between rhythm and, rhyme, or what is alliteration or assonance or consonants. But as long as you look up a couple of those key terms and spend maybe an hour or two studying or preparing, it is honestly pretty difficult to fail this exam. Of course, if you don't like reading, you're not a big fan of literature in any way whatsoever and can't even get past your dislike of it, maybe a hard pass. But for most people, this is going to be a super easy CLEP test to pass. When I was 14, I spent 15 minutes studying for this by reviewing literary terms and went and got a 72 out of 80, which was an awesome score for somebody who is so new to it, and it's something that you could potentially achieve as well. At number 2, we have the Visual Communications course from Sophia Learning. And basically, the way Sophia works, they charge $99 a month, and then you can try to knock out as many courses as you want. Some of these courses are just focused on exams. Some of them have some essays mixed in too. Visual Communications is only exams. It's only basically 9 chapters, 3 small tests, 1 big test, and in general, Sophia is open book. So this is incredibly easy. I even have a friend who contacted me to tell me more about his experience with Sophia, and he said that he passed this course in about 4 hours of studying. I highly recommend checking out Sophia. I've got a great video about Sophia up over here, but also this exam, this course itself, is really easy. It's basically like literary analysis, but applied to images. It's just, how do we communicate visually? What does it mean when something looks a certain way? And a lot of it is common sense. Highly recommend Sophia, and I highly recommend that particular course. Next up, at number 3, we have Study.com's Foundations of Education. Now, Study.com is kind of like Sophia. They cost twice as much, and you have to pay a little bit more if you want to do more than 5 courses in a semester. Part of the reason for that is that they do proctor their exams, unlike Sophia, and so there's a little bit more hassle there. It's not open book. You have to actually know your stuff. But Foundations of Education, that's an easy course. If you look at it, every Study.com course mentions how many available lessons they have and what the average length of each lesson is. And in this case, 72 lessons times 8 minutes is about 576 minutes. So we're talking under 10 hours of video watching. Maybe you skip some of them that seem pretty common sense. You spend a little bit more time studying for them, preparing, and you take the test, and all of a sudden you've earned college credit in about 11 hours of effort. That is solid. At number 4, we have Saylor.org's Art Appreciation. Now, you probably noticed with a lot of these courses, it's like fundamentals of, introduction to, beginner type courses. This is stuff you'd taken usually your first or second year of college. Usually those courses are the quicker ones, and then you're more likely to take the more advanced courses in your actual degree. Well, in this case with Saylor, Art Appreciation, they recommend as like basically Art History 101, so it's a pretty basic course, and they give a time estimate on each of their courses. For this one, they estimate 35 hours. Now, I'll tell you this, unless you're doing something wrong, you're not going to take 35 hours to knock out this course. It's pretty straightforward. They've got 9 different units. They've got a study guide. They have a final exam. And here's the really cool thing about Saylor.org, guys, if you don't know. Basically, these guys charge nothing to take their courses. They do charge $5 for the proctoring of the final exam, so you can actually get proof that you earn college credit. And if your college, accepts this credit, great, you just earn some credit towards your degree. But only $5 to earn college credit, that is insane to me. That's absolutely amazing. This course is pretty amazing too. We've got, like I said, 9 different modules or units. Stuff about how art works, artistic media, architecture, our world, other worlds. And if we jump into, let's say, Unit 8 here, we have some subchapters, myths, dreams, spirituality, and a wrap-up. I mean, just look at this stuff. This is not going to take a super long time in any case. We go to spirituality, and I mean, this chapter will take you like 5 minutes to read. They have a knowledge check at the end, and away you go. And guys, I just highly recommend Saylor.org. You can learn more about them and how they work up here in another video that we've done. They're a really good option to look into, and very quick. And finally, we have foreign languages if you speak them. If you speak Spanish, French, or German, there's going to be a way to earn that credit really quickly and really easily. One of the most passed CLEP exams is the Spanish language CLEP exam, and that's because mostly people who already speak Spanish take it, and they go take it, and then they blow it out of the water because they know Spanish, and they don't really have to study for it at all. The same goes for you if you know German or French, and you don't just have to use CLEP. You can do this through several of these other mediums. Obviously, what I gave you guys today was more of just a sampling of a lot of the different ways that you could earn credit really quickly. Depending on your knowledge, your skills, your abilities, what you've already learned, you might find some of these easier than others, and you might even find things not on this list to be easier than things on this list. Say, for instance, you're a history buff, but you don't speak Spanish. Well, the History CLEPs or the History Sophia course might be a better fit for you. So a lot of this is just knowing your own strengths and weaknesses, but overall, these are really good ways to earn credit super fast, and especially if you're trying to fill up some free electives or some general educations, I would really recommend looking into some of the ones that we specifically mentioned today, if your college accepts them. And if you don't know if your college accepts them, feel free to sign up for a consultation with my team at the link in the description. We'll meet with you. We'll help you pick a college and a major that are the right fit for your career goals. We'll help you put together a plan from start to finish. We'll show you exactly how to graduate college. And we often have people finish plans with us having to spend, somewhere between $5,000 and $15,000 for an entire bachelor's degree that usually costs $50,000. Beyond that, it usually only takes our clients 1 to 2 years instead of the average 4 to 6 years. We'd love to help you too. Thanks for watching, and happy hacking.